Was good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in the building with another banger, man. So first things first, before we get any further into this video, I just want to go ahead and say thank you, God, for giving me this opportunity. Thank y'all, the Rich Gang family. And man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Go ahead and turn on post notifications. Hit that like button and be sure to go ahead and drop a comment down below when done. So today, y'all showed a lot of love on the first out of position builds that I did bring to y'all on current gen. Today, I'm bringing y'all the top 3 out of position builds out of the center position. All going to be big man builds, but I'm telling you, when it comes down to the breakdown of these builds, you're going to be very surprised. We're going to be bringing y'all first one of the best and most rare builds when it comes down to the center position. Now, when it comes down to it, just be sure to follow along exactly as I show y'all. As you can see, with the height, I like 6'9". Going anything higher than that kind of takes away from the speed, but as well as what this build will be able to do all around. So as you can see, on the finishing end, we're going to go ahead and actually be able to get an 84 driving dunk, 90 standing dunk, 84 driving layup with an 81 close shot. And that's going to give us 27 badges right there. Now, let's go ahead and move on to the shooting. I'm going to go with an 82 mid-range, 81 three-pointer, then bring up that free throw to an 81 as well for 25 badges on the shooting. And that's what the build is going to be looking like all around. I'm telling you, this is probably one of the most and best rare center builds that you're going to be seeing all year. Now, I really like how the playmaking is looking. We're maxing out the speed with the ball, as well as the ball handle with a 75 pass accuracy, giving us 19 badges, y'all. So now, once we go ahead and get into the defense, here is where things are going to get very special. So, for a jack of all trades center build, I'm telling you, this is definitely the build that you would want to make if you're looking to make a rare center. Now, 27 badges, then consider we're going to be able to get an extra 9 badges, 5 from the season and 4 from the college championship or the rebirth, really making this build over the top with the extra badges. Depending on where you put them, I'm telling you, if you decide to go ahead and put them into your defensive end, you're going to be able to get into the high 30s when it comes down to the badges. But as you can see with the physicals, looking really nice, maxing out the speed, acceleration, 70 vertical, and then also you get a 90 stamina and the potential to get the pro contact dunks if you made it exactly like I showed y'all. Now, as you can see, the first takeover I'm going with is going to be ankle breaking shots takeover, really overpowered for a center build. The second one I'm going with is going to be paint intimidation, and as y'all can see, we have made the jack of all trades build out of the center position, and I'm telling you, the builds are only going to continue to get more rare as we go along with what the making will be. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the second build that I got lined up for y'all, the two-way inside out playmaker build. And I'm telling you, when I talk about out of position build names, normally what I mean is if you were to get this two-way inside-out playmaker build name, it would normally be out of a point guard or a shooting guard position, possibly even a small forward, but today I'm bringing it to y'all out of the center position, and this build right here is definitely reminding me of Joel Embiid, y'all. So again, if you are still here watching, go ahead and let me know, what did y'all think about that first build, the jack of all trades? And I'm just going to give y'all a little spoiler right now. The next build lined up for y'all is going to be the point center build made out of the metric system, and all of these builds have the potential to get over 100 badges, y'all. So of course, the very first thing that we want to go ahead and do is put this build under the center position. Now, when it comes down to the height on this build, we're going to be going with 6'9". Also, as for the weight, I like 217, and then for the wingspan, I'm going to go ahead and adjust this a little bit to get the build name still, and we're going to be going with 6'11" and the build's body shape. Now, when it comes down to the breakdown of the stats, please be sure to follow along, and I promise you, everything when it comes down to this build is going to be played in your favor. So, for the close shot, I'm going to go with an 87, driving layup 84 with an 80 driving dunk, and then the post control is going to go up to an 85, giving us 23 finishing badges. Now, let's go ahead and move on to the shooting right here. I'm telling you, every single one of these builds on this list is definitely going to be able to be used in any game mode. That means the 1v1 corp, the 2s, 3s, rec, pro-am, everything that you're going to be playing out of these builds is definitely going to be worth your while, because you're going to be able to see what each and every build is able to do in each and every game mode. So when it comes down to the shooting, make sure you keep the mid-range at an 82. If you go anything higher, the build name is going to change, but we will end up with 27 shooting badges. Now, when it comes down to the playmaking, this is a very crucial part that a lot of people do not pay attention to when it comes down to making power forwards, or even especially the centers. I'm going to go ahead and really focus on it, getting us 24 badges. Now, let's go ahead and see what exactly makes this build a two-way. And as y'all can see, the defensive stats on the interior and perimeter are looking very solid. But then, once we go ahead and get into the rebounding, here is where things really get even more special. Now, 28 badges is something that I could really work with, but if you wanted to, you can really go ahead and change any of these numbers when it comes down to what this build is looking like. Now, I know I'm making it a certain way, but I promise you there is always multiple ways going about making very different builds. And again, the build name is subjected to change, but I'm telling you, there are definitely ways that you can still work around to get the build name that I'm showing out today. And this is pretty much what the physicals are going to be looking like. Now, I really have to go ahead and say, at a first glance of this build, really solid all the way around, especially with the badge count. Now, the fact that we're going to be able to get over 100 badges, in my opinion, makes this build just that much better. But when it comes down to the takeovers, as you can see, we will be getting the sharpshooting, playmaking, rim protecting, as well as the post scoring. And all of these are really going to add assets to your game, especially if you know how to use each and every individual one. Now, whichever one you pick, that is completely based off of your own preference, but I'm telling you, as long as you go with one that you feel most comfortable with, I promise you the build is really going to work out. So as you can see, for the first takeover, I'm going with post scoring, power, backdowns. Second will be stuff blocks, and as y'all can see, we have made the two-way inside out playmaker out of the center position, and I'm telling you, this is number 2 on the list. I saved the best for last. As y'all can see today, when it comes down to the third one, we're going to be making the point center build out of the metric system. Now, if you don't know how to get to the metric system, all you got to go ahead and do, go into your settings, change the units of measurement from the imperial system to the metric system, or the metric system to the imperial system. Now, if you are still here, I would really appreciate it if y'all went ahead and hit that like button. Be sure to go ahead and share this video with your family and friends. Hit that subscribe button, and do not forget to turn on post notifications. So when it comes down to this build, of course, you got to go ahead and make it out of the center position. Probably the most all-around best center build that you will be seeing when it comes down to next gen. Now, let's go ahead and check out the height. As you can see, I'm going to go with 2.06 meters, 98 kilograms for the weight, and then for the wingspan, I'm going to go with a perfect 2.31 meters, y'all. Now, when it comes down to the breakdown of this build, very specific, but I promise you, as long as you follow along, everything is going to be up to date when it comes down to what this build is going to be able to do. Really, you can even consider this build to be a meta build all around, in my opinion. So as you can see, we will be getting 25 badges when it comes down to the finishing end. And then let's go ahead and get into the shooting. Y'all most definitely know I am not going to be bringing y'all any type of build that cannot shoot unless it is that good on the defensive end or the finishing. But as you can see right here, we're going to end up with 19 shooting badges, and for me, that is really going to be perfect, because this means you're going to be able to take this build into any game mode of your choice. Now, for the playmaking, here is something really special as well, and probably the main asset of this build in order to get the build name. So just be sure to follow along exactly how I showed y'all, and right there, we're going to be able to get another 19 badges. So when it comes down to the breakdown of the defensive end, here is where things are going to get even better. So all of the stats on the defensive end are very specific, so be sure to follow along how I'm showing y'all. And as you can see, we do have the potential to get a 99 block, but once you add boost on this build, you're definitely going to be able to maintain that, and then even a 99 defensive rebound. Now we do get 25 badges for the defensive end. I'm really liking that, especially consider with the extra badge points that we're going to be able to unlock with this build. So all things taken into consideration, I'm liking the physicals, how the badge count is spread out, and then on top of all that, you're going to be able to dribble on this build as a center, y'all. Now, from here, this all comes down to if you want to change anything based off of your own playstyle as well as your preference. But when it comes down to the badges, I feel like in each tier, we're going to be able to spread the wealth just that much more better. And I'm telling you, as long as you made it how I showed y'all, this is easily the best version to go about making this build. So again, just be sure to make sure that you're following your own playstyle and basing it off of what you feel comfortable with. So as you can see, the slashing takeover, sharpshooting, playmaking, and then we get the rim protecting. I'm gonna leave this option up to y'all, but if you are still here, man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Anybody who wants to join the Rich Gang family, be sure to go ahead and turn on post notifications. Hit that like button, and do not forget to drop a comment down below when done, y'all. Now, I just want every one of y'all to know that I really appreciate y'all. I love y'all, and I thank y'all. I'm going to go with first, the sharpshooting takeover limitless range, and then second for the defensive end, paint intimidation. And as y'all can see, together, we have made the point center build, the most rare and best center build. I love y'all. I thank y'all. And man, with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Thank God, and Rich out.